Hey, Steph, good morning to you. So here's where we're going to begin with news. AstraZeneca will soon, no, I should start again. Here's where we begin with news. Ontario will soon be getting a new batch of AstraZeneca vaccines as our current supply is sitting on pause right now. And a lot of people are wondering, what is going to happen to these shots? And if people who received that first dose, if they could potentially be expedited for their second.
We're just holding on to them pending the final review by NACI and Health Canada as far as the doses that will be available during the week of the 17th. That is something that no final determination has been made as yet.
250,000 doses will be arriving by next week, and that is on top of the 50,000 shots already here in the province. However, some will expire by the end of the month. Politicians and doctors also waiting on final reviews out of the UK when it comes to vaccine mixing. Experts say one thing is clear. It has been communication chaos when it comes to AstraZeneca.
We had one province saying no more first doses with AstraZeneca because of risk. We had a couple of provinces over, obviously Alberta, saying no more AstraZeneca because of supply. So already within our country, you've got two very different messages as to which it is.
And if you are confused about all of that information when it comes to AZ, you are not alone. So coming up after 8 o'clock, we have an infectious diseases specialist joining us. We're going to break things down and take a look at some of the numbers as well out of the UK to put things into context. Okay, a new report showing the province failing to track billions of dollars in COVID-19 relief funds, including high-profile pandemic pay programs. The report by Ontario's Auditor General looking at 26 spending programs between last March and June. The audit found that health, long-term care, and accessibility departments couldn't verify when frontline workers receive pandemic pay increases. The province spent more than $4 billion on the 26 programs. Overall, it found that 17 programs had issues related to verifying proper use of or timely distribution of the funds. Wow. Okay. Well, they say 40 never looks so good. Starting today, anyone 40 and above in Ontario eligible to book a COVID-19 shot through the province. So if you were born in 1981 or earlier, you can now book a first dose at a mass vaccination clinic using the province's website, and those spots will be opening up at 8 o'clock this morning. Toronto saying it will be adding 5,000 appointments next week to meet this demand. Meantime, Ontario hoping to open up vaccinations to children and teens starting in June. And while that's the plan for those aged 12 to 17, officials say it will still depend on our Pfizer supply. Meanwhile, the city here pleading with the province to keep sending extra doses to hotspots, saying the strategy has been a success.
It's my sincere hope that we're able to have constructive dialogue with our provincial counterparts, recognizing that really putting the resources in those hotspot communities actually not only benefits those communities directly and benefits the whole city of Toronto, but frankly is a big benefit for the entire province of Ontario.
The province says it will stop sending 50% of its vaccine supply to designated postal codes and will return to allocating doses by population in the last 2 weeks of May. And the move comes just as Toronto passing that 50% vaccination rate in hotspot neighborhoods. And in an effort to keep that momentum going, the city will be adding 5 new postal codes to its hotspot list, increasing the total to 22.
The numbers that we presented here today, again, indicate just how profoundly well it is working. We proceed on the premise that it is best to hit this virus hardest where it is hitting people the hardest, and that we can produce the results to justify that allocation of vaccine.
Right now, Toronto is administering about 90,000 doses per week, but without the extra hotspot supply, that's going to drop to about 60,000. The province says it is expecting an influx of doses from the feds. So far, the city administering over 1.5 million doses. Lot to discuss here. So Mayor John Tory will be joining us for his weekly chat, and that is coming up just after 7 o'clock. Now, just in time for the warmer weather, those physical distancing circles, remember those at Trinity Bellwoods Park? We've been talking about them for some time, about them making a comeback. Well, today's the day. Crews will be there this morning to begin painting those circles, which are meant to promote physical distancing among those who go to the park. Now, despite the provincial stay-at-home order, the city says residents, especially those who don't have yards, need places to get outside, get some fresh air and some exercise. So let's bring you to a live look at Trinity Bellwoods right now. Okay, so no crews here just yet. This year, officials say they could fit about 400 circles here. Painting will begin around 9 this morning. Crews are expected to arrive about an hour prior to that, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. Well, today, Muslims around the GTA and around the world marking the end of Ramadan with yet another more subdued Eid celebration because of the pandemic. And we are live right now at the Islamic Institute of Toronto. You can see closed, one of the many places that will be moving their Eid programming online. They have a live stream starting at 8 this morning and prayers at 9 o'clock. This is the second year the pandemic has dampened celebrations. Ongoing turmoil in the Middle East involving Muslim-majority Palestine and Israel, also casting a bit of a shadow over the holidays for some in these communities. So we're going to talk a little bit more on this coming up in just a bit throughout the show. Okay, we're talking about a fourth straight day of downward stock trends. Mike Apple's been watching all of these numbers this past week, and he's going to break down what is causing this drop. He is up next.